Hearing from the Commander-in-Chief last night what their task will be in Afghanistan was certainly a big honor for the cadets at West Point. We spoke with some of them right after the speech for their reaction.
Well, I was very excited about the speech just because it's going to give us a sense of direction, some goals to focus on as we prepare to graduate and become platoon leaders in the Army.
Right. Now, the term rally the troops has almost become a cliche, but I mean, essentially, was that what he was doing here today?
Well, I think that's probably what happened, just based off the fact that individuals were anticipating the speech and were, I think, members of the Corps of Cadets, members of the Armed Forces are happy now because we have a sense of direction, a strategy that we can look at, that we can focus on and prepare ourselves for. As a platoon leader, I'm worried about 30 individuals and training and leading those 30 individuals in combat. And for me, large national policy is not something that I really concern myself with as a young lieutenant.
Was it nice to hear from the top?
Absolutely. It was very nice to hear strategy from the president, especially as a cadet getting ready to enter the armed forces. We can talk about this in class, debate it, discuss it, and prepare ourselves mentally for what we're going to do in May.
I think he did a good job. I thought the Corps of Cadets itself was somewhat muted. I was surprised they only had about 4 interruptions for him during his speech. It seems as though the overall tone of the speech was somber, of course, and so was the reaction of the cadets. The President's allusions towards constitutional type pieces of paper, when he talked about it's by the people, for the people, I think it hit a lot of messages home also with the cadets with regard to serving overseas. And they have their mission now. The cadets understand their mission right now is to destroy, defeat, and dismantle Al-Qaeda forces, and I think it's very clear that's the mission on 9/12/01, and that's going to be the mission now going forward.
What do you think's going through the head and the heart of a cadet sitting there when he's hearing, hey, I could be going over there to complete this mission?
I think clearly now cadets understand that the mission is going to focus on Afghanistan for the military for the next few years, while Iraq still remains important and it has got to be finished, and they're doing a great job drawing it down. Fundamentally, the mission for the Army in particular is going to be Afghanistan.
Do you think the President made the case in a way that the average soldier is really going to relate to?
I think he did. I think the soldier on the ground that's there understands the mission, is clear with regard to what he has to do or what she has to do in order to execute it. I think they'll be relieved to know more forces are coming. When I talk to people there, they say they get to a town, they get to a village, they make great progress, but they're forced to leave, they're forced to move on, and unfortunately that's when trouble starts, when the Al-Qaeda forces or Taliban forces come back and really unwind a lot of the great work that they've done there before.
As a cadet, what's it like to hear the President come in and basically issue a major order like this when it could directly affect your life?
Well, it was quite an honor for the President to come here, and all the cadets were very excited about having him come, both to announce and just the prestige that having the President comes brings. And I think that it was nice for us to hear that clear direction coming from the Commander-in-Chief, because the Afghanistan war is so closely tied to what we're going to be doing when we graduate.
Yeah, I mean, do you envision yourself there sometime in the relatively near future?
I can't make that call. There's still a lot up in the air for me in my future and that of my classmates. But I definitely see a role for the class of 2010 in Afghanistan.
Do you think the President made the case effectively for what he wants to do?
I think the President made it very clear how he considered the decision very deeply and didn't take any decisions lightly. So I think that he made that case to us, and it's important that we have that direction now so we can move forward with his strategy.
Yeah. There was it seemed to me, almost a challenge. This is extraordinarily fast, moving those troops in there. Do you think the military says, gung-ho, yeah, we're up to it, sir, here we go?
The military is ready to accept the challenges that the Commander-in-Chief throws at us. He knows our capabilities better than anyone else. He's the commander of us all, so we're ready to go where he sends us.
Does it take a while for a Commander-in-Chief to earn the respect of forces of West Point and such, or when he's Commander-in-Chief, is that it? That's the Constitution?
We swear to uphold and defend the Constitution of the United States, not necessarily the personality or the person of the President. So in that role, he automatically has the respect of the armed forces, and we accept the civilian control of the military as one of the founding principles. It's what makes our Army so great.
As cadets, do you think people sit there and think, well, I kind of like that, I didn't like that, or is it just the President's issuing an order, yes, sir, I'm ready to go?
I think through our training here at the Academy, we're very much bred to know our role in the system, and our role really is to accept the direction we're given from our superiors at the level of which we have control. And for us, it's going to be a pretty low level coming out of the academy. So I think everybody is ready to get out there and execute what the president just laid out for us.
Do you look forward?
Hooah, as they say in the field.